Yep, meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Will we know if anybody's watching?
I don't think so.
They're always watching.
Unless they send a
Chat
public
message.
comment before, we won't
Okay.
know. But when we get to public comment, they can send it to my email. And,
Okay, you're live now. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, we're calling the meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is the open public meeting statement, which I kept track of. The open public meeting statement for 2020, in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law of 1975, notice of this regular meeting of the Environmental Commission of the Township of Bernards was posted on the bulletin board in the reception hall of the municipal building, 1 Collier Lane, Basking Ridge, New Jersey, was sent to the Bernardsville News, Bernardsville, New Jersey, the Courier News, Somerville, New Jersey, and was filed with the Township Clerk on December 30th, 2019. 2019, okay? We didn't get to December 2020 yet. Okay, next item on the agenda is a flag salute. Is there someone who'd like to lead that?
I have a flag. Oh, my flag's right outside my window.
I think we can sit down so we can see each other.
It feels weird. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
Of the United
United
States
States of America,
and to the republic
Republic for which it
for which
stands,
one
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with liberty and
and
justice.
justice for all.
for all.
Perfect. Caitlin, can we have a roll call, please?
Deborah DeWitt,
here.
Jane Conklin, Nancy Cook,
Here,
Don Crane, Joan Harris, James Lemaire,
Here.
Mawish Mustafa, Ann Parsekian,
Here.
Alice Smike.
Here,
Okay, the next item on the agenda is approval of the Environmental Commission meetings from July 27th, 2020. I don't think I saw these.
I was gonna say, I don't think I saw those either.
Okay, why don't we just table this? Because we'll just table this.
I
And,
don't recall seeing them either.
yeah, so we'll table
Send
that.
them to Sue. I don't know if they didn't get out.
Yeah. Not a problem. We'll just table that to December.
Can you guys see the agenda?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Deb.
All right, great.
Exciting.
Wow.
Okay, so then under item 6, we have reports and miscellaneous correspondence. There is an item for 177 White Neck Road for the septic system. I didn't see anything.
I don't have any comments.
What's that?
I reviewed it. I did not have any comments.
Right, I didn't see anything to comment about. And then the next item is the application for Dewey Meadow for the sewer connection, which they have to apply to the state for some kind of permit. So I noticed that in the materials that we got, there was just like this letter, which just said, this is what we're doing. If you want to see anything else about it, you have to, go to the municipal building or go to Trenton. So I contacted Susan about that. And I basically asked her if she could make sure that, is there a way to make sure that in the future, we get electronic copies of these things? Because I've never seen one of these particular ones before. So she basically just sent me all the application materials, which had already been submitted electronically. And the interesting, it's like a lot of huge plans, okay, because it's for the new
big development,
at
yeah.
Dewey Meadow. So the interesting part about the application was that they have to construct 176-foot sanitary main extension And then in addition to that, this I thought was pretty eye-opening. They have to construct a 1,700-foot force main and pump station upgrade. And if you look on the plans that they submitted, it goes all along the road that, is it Crown Court?
Oh, back there. So it goes
That-
behind. It doesn't come up
Right.
to,
Right, but they basically have, so there's already piping under there, but they have to redo that, I guess, to accommodate the additional,
234 or whatever it is, 200
Yeah.
something
right,
residences.
the additional amount. So I just thought that that was interesting to know that that whole road back there is gonna have to be dug up sometime in the future to the tune of $450,000. This
Wow.
costing. That's part of the application too, which the town is not paying, but I still thought it was interesting. So that's my report on that. And I don't think we need to make any formal comments, but I did think it was interesting once I finally opened up these huge plan documents.
Yeah,
Wow.
thanks for looking that up, because that was my question. I was like, all right, it looks like it's something to do with sewer system, and at what point are we involved, or do we need to comment? So I appreciate that. I was like, do they
Right.
have to build a
Yeah,
new
what
one, or like, I wasn't sure what it was.
Right,
but-
what I gather is that they're required by, I guess, state law to submit this application to Trenton. And as part of that, they also have to get approvals from a government agency. And in this case, it's the Sewerage Authority. And the Sewerage Authority approved the permit application process, I think in July. So, you know, it's a very regulated process that they're going through. Seems pretty
Right.
boring, but that's what it is. Okay, next on the agenda is old business.
Real quick, I just want to comment. Hi, Jane. Jane just arrived.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Hi, sorry, I
Hi,
have technical
Jane.
difficulties getting on. I'm here now.
Okay.
Who is someone else? No, okay.
Nope, just Jane.
Okay, so under old business, we have Moy, which is 11 Mountain Road. This is the minor subdivision. And we have plans for this, the revised plans.
Go back down to here. So this is what we were sent. So it basically is showing minor subdivision. They're taking an existing lot here
Mhm.
and breaking it into two. And here's like the existing lot, and here's the proposed. And, or, I'm sorry. Yeah, the existing is over here. So here's the existing house. That goes out, I believe this goes out to, does it say it here? It might be on the next slide. So Martinsville, this over here. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. All right, so here's the existing house. Here's their driveway, and it comes out to Martinsville Road. And over here is the proposed lot. And then if I scroll down to the next plan, it shows what the typical, so now this lot would be paved and go out to, this is Mountain over here. So the driveway here would be the driveway coming off a mountain. So typical dwelling, patio, so they have all of this here. Where the wetlands is, the lawn. I don't know if you guys want me to zoom in on anything in particular.
I would just keep that, the new proposal sort of in the screen.
Okay, because then, yeah, and then
Yeah, that's just
the
details.
last plan is basically the
The details.
dry well. It talks about the trees. Let me scroll this way. Talks about the trees, the dry well, the soil erosions. So I'll just put this back up here.
So they're leaving the existing dwelling there, and this is going over to the side. They're not touching that, they're just splitting the lot. They're leaving the existing, that two-story frame dwelling is remaining, correct?
They're leaving
Yes.
that existing two-story frame dwelling. And, right, and then they're creating a new lot to the south of it. And they had submitted, if you recall, this name has been kind of with
Yeah,
us for a few
Since
months.
March.
They had previously submitted an application with a set of plans. And the main difference, which is a big difference, is that in this new plan, they were sent back to the drawing board, I guess, by the planning board. And this new plan pushes the new location, building location, far forward. In the original, it was set back quite a bit further than it is now. Now it looks like the existing house and the new house are going to be almost at the same setback.
But
And
this is
previously-
the front, the existing dwelling, this is the front facing Martinsville. And then this, you assume if this is built, here's the driveway. So maybe this would still be the front of the house facing Martinsville, but the driveway's off on Mountain.
Okay, but the front is probably because there's a patio in the back, so usually patios
Right.
are in the back, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the front is still going to face.
Yeah, yeah,
Martinsville,
this looks like
yeah.
if the driveway, they're saying typically, right? They're just proposing what might come here,
Right.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Typical. So they're saying the driveway would come up and maybe this would be a garage and here'd be the dwelling.
And in the past, this was just land on?
Yes.
I was gonna ask
It's
that too.
vacant land now.
Is there
Oh.
trees there or what? What, is it just a field?
So if you look there, all the dots, that area,
Uh-huh.
that's all wetlands. And what is there now, I think is on one sheet, it's called lawn. So it may, I don't know whether they maintain it as a lawn or whether they just mow it every once in a blue moon. But it's not heavily treed. The trees you can see, there's an area of trees just on the right side of the proposed subdivision line. There's trees there. Yep. And then there's trees down along Martinsville, I think. Yeah. And then trees, they go around the corner and they continue
Oh,
around.
I see, tree line, okay.
Yeah, all those little fluffy clouds are trees.
Those are trees, okay.
Yeah, this lot is like right opposite Mountain Park, right? So, yeah. So there, yeah, it's just a lawn there. That's all that's there.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, in fact, it still says lawn. You can see a couple places among all the dots or triangles, whatever they are. So previously,
So it looks like the driveway would then, you'd have to get rid of some trees for that, right?
it looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
But as I recall, that's kind of like a hedgerow. I don't think that's
Yeah.
planted with anything
Okay.
too significant. And it doesn't look like I don't see a tree removal plan, but I don't think that they're planning much in the way of tree removals. I don't think they need to.
Yeah, they asked for, they said tree removal plan was NA
Yeah,
on the overall thing. So I was asking about that, if there was one and what the replacement is, but it sounded like
big-
even from up, was it this one or the one that's down? Hold on, I'm sorry, making you guys dizzy. They were talking about the evergreens and the deciduous trees and how they, how they need to cut them back, but not the main strand and,
those are typical, that's a typical detail sheet. I
Oh,
think they
okay.
just put everything.
it's not specifically for this,
And
is
I
what
don't
you're
think
saying.
so.
Okay.
How big is this lot proposal of this lot?
I think the total lot is over 3 acres. Is that right? See if I can open that up.
Well, here, right here, the existing lot is 5.893 acres.
Okay,
So
yes,
the proposed lot, they're gonna split it where the proposed lot is, this one is 3.1 and the existing is gonna go to 2.7 over here.
okay. And how big is that house proposal? How, does it say how many square feet that is?
It does someplace.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they don't know because I guess it's not clear to me whether their intent in subdividing it is to sell that piece off and let somebody build, or whether they're intending to build it.
I was going to ask that question next, so thank you for reading my mind. That is the weirdest driveway, isn't it? That comes across the front of the house like that. It's so,
Mhm. It's a
really-
snowplower's nightmare. I don't know
Yeah.
that I would ever.
look how
want
it
something
comes like,
that.
it's like a leg that comes in front. It seems like they
Right.
could do something a little nicer with a circular or something. It's just weird.
Right.
Well, they.
But I guess
mean, it's
because of this,
possible.
like this proposed, the way that they have the
This-
stormwater stuff, like I guess you can't come, like you would think, right? Just come in this way. Straight in here. And then here's your.
Maybe
garage.
they don't want it on, on that busy street. So it's a busy street to go come in and out on.
Right, I'm sure they don't want to have the driveway out onto the busier street.
Yeah.
So do they have the house is in the 50-foot wetlands buffer?
So what they're proposing to do is to fill in wetlands,
Okay.
okay? And one of the things that they've
Do you
done,
guys see my mouse thing here?
Yeah. uh-huh.
Proposed wetland area to be filled for construction of new home equals 10,125 square foot.
where
so-
are you?
Yeah, I see that.
Do you see my
Oh.
pointer
Yeah.
there, Ann?
Where in the corner? Oh,
See the mouse moving around?
I see it now. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, got it. Yeah. So,
So this, it looks like this part right here of the wetlands is 10,126 square feet that they're gonna fill in.
So this plan is substantially, has a substantially reduced amount of filling in wetlands compared to their initial plan.
Can I ask a question as someone that's new? And I wonder if Jane has the same question. When you say fill in wetlands, is that a thing? And how is it done? And is it successful?
Well, I don't know a lot of detail about that because I think this is really the first one where we've had filling in wetlands. And I assume that what they do is they bring in topsoil and they fill it in so that it is no longer wetlands. And that it's more suitable for, digging a foundation and stuff like that. That's what I think it is. Now,
And how does that affect the wildlife that's there then?
well, I remember that a number of years ago, maybe it was the extension of Somerville Road. When something in that area was being proposed, it was going to require filling in wetlands. And one of the things that was part of that plan was that you substitute wetlands someplace else. And I think that that's a really questionable practice, not just for me. I think, environmental scientists don't know whether that's terribly successful. And I don't honestly see, I don't think I noticed what their proposal was for dealing with this. Did you notice it, Deb?
No.
It just seems so like vague, fill in wetlands, like, in long term, are there studies and stuff on that? In long terms, is that successful? And is it a thing? Is that like our jurisdiction or is that planning board jurisdiction to
That
give
would be-
approval to fill in wetland?
I think that part of it is really the planning board.
Right.
I think that we can, submit recommendations and comments. But we don't tell them how to do it. We don't do anything like that. We don't tell them the right amount or the wrong amount and what you have to do. that's beyond our,
Oh, no, I understand that, but I'm saying, is it like, do we give the yay or the nay in terms of being able to do that?
that's what I was saying. We can give recommendations,
Okay.
but we don't really say yes or no. Okay, so. Sorry.
So
I'm
our,
looking
we have
for-
two, the master comments that I'm looking at the sheet that we use as our like cheat sheet for this. So the
Right.
wetlands, number 9 says this property contains a wetlands conservation easement. And as such, the environmental commission would like to see a letter of intent. In addition, the
of
commission would like the board to examine the riparian buffer. So that's number
So-
9. And number
Right.
10 comment is with regard to the presence of an proposed development on the existing wetlands, the environmental commission defers to the NJDEP review of the freshwater wetland individual permit.
So, and there's your answer. That's how, I mean, the NJDEP is the one that really
Okay,
finds it. So what I did was I didn't know that whether either one of those comments sufficiently
Like
discuss
captures.
this particular situation because it's such a major 10,000, in my mind, it's pretty major. So this is what I wrote, and I took it from various sources. So I wrote the Freshwater Wetlands Protection Act was passed by New Jersey legislature July 1, 1987 to, quote, preserve the purity and integrity of freshwater wetlands from random, unnecessary, or undesirable alterations or disturbance, end quote. The act extended protection to inland waterways and freshwater wetlands, which serve to protect water quality, provide flood protection, and provide habitat for wildlife. Next paragraph. The Environmental Commission does not support any filling of wetlands, which are associated with degradation of surface water and groundwater quality. The conservation plan of the master plan seeks to minimize further degradation of these resources. Next paragraph. The Environmental Commission notes that the proposed dwelling depicted on the new plans show a typical patio, but no proposed locations for other amenities. The Environmental Commission recommends that the planning board discuss locations for future additional amenities and include these in any approval. So that the idea is, I'm quoting, I'm establishing the basis that, the Freshwater Protections Act is for this purpose, and it doesn't seem to be in line with what they're proposing. And then I specifically say we don't support any filling of wetlands. And I point out also the conservation plan of the master plan also seeks to minimize further degradation of these resources, which is a quote from the master plan. But then I
like it.
also want to point out that if you look at what they've got planned here, they've got the house moved so that there's one corner of the driveway still in it, one corner of the patio, and I think that any new buyer, I mean, someone needs to point out to these people that there's only so many places where they would be able to put additional amenities like a pool or a shed or anything like that. And I think that that should be spelled out in the approval memo that the planning board always, is part of their approval process. I think that they should specify, because otherwise what's going to happen is that when the new people move in there,
right.
in a couple of years, they're going to be wanting to do something to add to this patio, for instance. And they'll come before a different planning board. And, it'll be kind of this thing where the planning board will have to, give consideration to this because it's, it's a really constrained lot. And I don't think that that's, I don't think that that's what we should be tolerating. They can't just keep inching,
Yeah,
moving the
because you
ball.
wonder, I'm with you, because this whole thing, this is the typical dwelling, right? It's like, why couldn't it just move this way?
Right.
To the left, so
Yeah,
that
yeah,
this
like there's.
part and this part doesn't cross this line here. right?
Right.
This is the
Right.
line. So we're saying, here's the line, and you don't want to disturb anything to the right of it, because this is all the wetlands. So just move this whole thing over here. But like, as Ian said, that's the planning board thing. So I think all we can do is recommend that there be no, that the, we recommend that they relook at the plans to see if they can be adjusted so that no wetland area is disturbed or needs to be filled in.
So you want to add something about further reduction?
Of wetlands. They're using a lot of, it's a lot of it.
Yeah, okay, so I can add that as like.
And even one of the simple things they consider is that why do they have to have the driveway loop onto the right side of the house? Just put the driveway on, just put the garage on the other side of the
They
house.
could, I mean, that's not for us to decide, but.
Yeah, I know, but
They could do that. I
But-
mean, maybe there's a reason, maybe, I don't know,
But
maybe,
even with this, you could turn this sideways so that the front, if this is the front of the house facing this way, south, flip the house so that it faces, what is
no,
this way?
it's facing east right now.
I suppose that's because the house next door, the existing one, is facing that way.
That
Right.
could be, because then that gets to be a problem if one house.
Right.
butts
I
up
think
to-
it's because it's the other one is facing that way. That's just my guess, that because otherwise it's gonna look funny and then someone's backyard is in someone's front
Right,
yard,
that's one of the biggest problems is a backyard abutting
a front yard or yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
But like, why does that, so proposed disposal field, that's like the septic, correct? Yeah, so, I mean, that could almost, why does it have to be like on front part? The house could be moved that direction.
Yeah, I
Weird.
agree.
Well, I think that the best thing that we can do is suggest that they discuss further reducing the
The use of the wetlands,
Yeah,
landfill.
yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
like too much wetlands as far as I don't like it. And the shed, like, that
the
could
shed's
be,
so random, right?
it's so random, I know. And it's like, if I was the existing house, they're gonna be looking, it's just weird.
The
I
shed
think
may
the shed,
actually
I think
be-
the shed is there
I think the shed
already.
is existing.
Yeah.
Well, we can say, consider, discuss removal of the shed.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no mention of the shed on this one.
it's a little far from the existing house, it seems.
Yeah,
Maybe it was a playhouse for the kids and now they're calling it a shed.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't see it on the old plan either, so I don't know what it was. But we can.
But I mean,
discuss-
outside of the wetlands thing, I agree with everything that you wrote, Ann. And then I think that, like the stormwater, it seems that they have these dry wells for that. Like, it seems like they've thought of those, the septic, the dry well,
Right,
they've thought of, for the runoff, they've thought of everything, all of that. And if there's no tree removal, then really the only issue is the wetlands.
Right.
okay, so does someone want to make a motion that we submit this, what's it called?
I motion that we submit the concern about the development on the wetlands in the proposed new lot.
And I second that motion.
That's Alice.
Yep.
Caitlin?
So, and you're gonna have to send me everything you said before because I wasn't able to keep up with it when you were.
Not a problem. I actually had pre-written it, so it's all,
I figured you did, and I figured you weren't saying that off the top of your head. I was like, wow, she's talented.
yeah,
Okay, just running through roll call. Deborah DeWitt,
Yes.
Jane Conklin,
Yes.
Nancy Cook,
Yes.
John Crane, Joan Harris, not voting member, James Lemaire,
Yes.
Mawish Mustafa, Ann Parsekian,
yes.
Alice Spike.
Here, yes.
Oh, we have, oh, gee, that's what happened. I was wondering where James Lemare went. We have more that can fit on the scroll bar. Okay, my computer.
I was hiding.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were doing.
Hey, and just one other thing is like, you can click on the link to the meeting minutes and you would, it would open up the meeting minutes from last
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Oh, we
Oh,
could,
that's
oh.
where they are.
Yeah, they're attached.
Oh, that's why we never saw them. Oh. Maybe Deb's, can we go back and Deb can click
Yeah,
on
do you want to
them?
look at them right now? I can
Yeah.
bring them up. Yeah,
Yeah, let's just,
hold on.
interesting.
You guys, I already read them, so you guys let me know when you want me to scroll.
Well, that's why I never
This is
saw
a
them.
lot of pressure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never thought to, I mean, I saw that highlighted, but didn't occur
So
to
I
me.
didn't even think, right?
Okay, scroll.
Okay.
Okay, scroll again. Whoa,
I think we may have scrolled a little much.
maybe a little bit back.
Go back a little.
Perfect.
So do
Yeah.
you want old business? Just tell me what, Moy, did
Oh,
you
new-
guys read Moy?
starting new-
I read Moy. I didn't
Okay,
finish.
Lincoln Avenue, Gospel
Yeah.
Hall. Okay.
Yeah.
there you
Okay.
go.
Go ahead. Okay.
Okay,
You guys good with that? Okay, the next
Yeah.
one is Macron.
Okay.
Good, Jane and Ann?
okay,
Good. Let's go to Kearns.
Yep, Kearns.
I'm good.
okay,
Public comment, comments by members.
Good.
okay.
Okay. That's good.
Okay, so we can
Okay,
vote on that right now or something?
all in favor? Can we do it by just
Yeah.
voice vote? Sure, why not?
I need a motion and a second first.
Okay. Is there a motion? please?
Motion,
I'll motion to approve the July 27, 2020 minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, so now we're on to number 8, new business with Trinks.
So this is, they're going to put in an addition.
Right, so this is down on Long Road. Is everyone familiar with where Long Road is?
Just looking it up because it's off the top of my tongue. I
Yeah, here,
can't-
I had to look it up too, if this comes in. So it's on Mountain Park. So
Oh,
here's
I
Mountain
know. I
Road.
take that road all the time. I use that as my cutover road. Yep.
Right.
It's a windy road.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hilly.
Yeah, windy and hilly and yeah, okay. I take that road all the time. Okay.
So it's a 1968 dwelling, and it's long and narrow. So it's several acres. But in 2002, they got a variance for a setback for the rear and side yard. And the current proposal is they're not extending. There's no additional setback, but I guess they have to, because they're increasing the size of their dwelling, they still have to come before and get a variance.
If you're going down Long Road from Mountain, is this on the right or the left?
It looks like it's right here. It's on the, if you're coming
It's on
from
the
Mountain
left.
Park.
Okay. Mountain, yep. Okay, so it's on the left. Okay. I didn't even realize that was still Bernard's.
Yeah, that's weird, yeah. So the only thing that they're really changing, if you look at their dimensional statistics chart, they're changing the coverage, but it's still, just
Yeah, under.
half of what the allowable is, so.
I reviewed this. They're only adding 595 square feet, which is under the 1,000, right? That
Right.
you have to worry about stormwater. So
Right.
I personally didn't have any issues with this.
I didn't see any issues either.
Yeah, neither did I.
All right, so I make a motion that we have no comments. And what's the appropriate terminology?
We have no comments at this time.
No comments at this time.
I second that motion, Alice.
Okay.
We have a vote? Roll call?
Deborah DeWitt,
Yes.
Jane Conklin,
Yes.
Nancy Cook,
Yes.
John Crane, Joan Harris, James Lemare,
Yes.
Malish Mustafa, and Parsekian,
Yes.
Alice Mike.
Yes.
So the next one is Sands. This is 141 Washington. So this is this is near this is on the west side of the highway.
You have 287, yeah.
And it's on the, if you're going from the highway to Bernardsville, it's on the right-hand side. And it's right next to, kind of backs up onto that.
Schindler and Belgrove or whatever it's
Bell
called.
Grove Court.
It's next to
It
Schindler,
backs
yeah.
up to
It's a
that.
small little house, right, facing Washington, yep.
And what they have currently, I mean, this, I don't really quite understand it. What they have currently is a deck, a wood deck out the side. It looks like it's out the family room because there's double sliders or something.
Yeah, I think there's pictures, hang on. It's this deck right
Right.
here,
Mhm.
and there it is.
There it is. I mean, this is Washington there.
Right,
Okay,
this is Washington.
So Schindler and Bell Grove are sort of either, actually, property from Bell Grove is that comes down on the right. It's, the house is way up the hill, but their backyard comes down to the right. And then I think Schindler is on the other side of the house.
Yep,
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here,
there.
that side.
So what they're proposing, which I think is sort of an interesting thing that was not aware of.
Yeah.
I took note of the product.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
You're gonna see these going up all over the place. And
Here, wait, there's a picture. Well,
Yeah, there's
hold on, there,
there it is.
it's sideways, but, or this is aerial.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so these louvers can open and close. And this is the gray is where their decking, the current decking would be. They're not going to change that. And then the black or dark gray is the house, the side of the house. So that's just as an example. So all they're doing is sticking this.
They're calling it a
structure,
pergola, a
and
pergola.
that's increasing their, I mean, I gather it's increasing their lot coverage.
Yep.
So can you find the statistics, the
Yeah, it's
table?
200, it's increasing it by 252 square feet. Are the notes.
There it
Are
is.
they still gonna be a deck? They're not changing it into a patio, right? It's still
No,
gonna be,
I believe it's
decking?
still a deck. I believe it's still a deck.
Yep.
Um,
They're just gonna put that little pergola over it.
and make it a little bit bigger?
No. I think they're just
No, I
gonna
don't think
cover it.
so.
They're
It's
gonna
just-
cover it,
just
and then
covering
that
it.
way, like if it's
That's cool.
raining or hot, really
Sunny.
hot and sunny or
Yeah.
whatever, they're gonna close those louvers
Right.
so they can actually sit out there. And then
Right.
they're saying if it's non-inclement weather, the louvers would be open.
So I don't really want to beat a dead horse, but
Yeah, There's the,
when you need, let's see, when you want the water to percolate is when it's raining, okay? So if you're closing the louvers
Right.
when it's inclement, that doesn't help anything at all, but that's okay.
however, let me just stop you right there, is they say that this, I'm not gonna scroll back up, I'm gonna leave it here, but they say that it has that pergola has a built-in drainage
I
system.
did see that. That's what I'm saying. I don't really, but I did think it was funny that they were saying, well, if it's
Right.
inclement weather, then that's the only time they would close. I'm thinking, well, yeah, generally.
Right.
But,
That's not the logic, but
so I guess.
Well, where's it gonna drain?
Here's the only thing I'm wondering. It could be that, that the deck was never really counted before.
Yeah, because they're not changing any.
Not really changing
anything.
anything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess the footing of this thing, right?
well, they're saying that by putting the roof on, it's 252 square feet. So right, they weren't counting the deck. And so the addition of the roof is 252 square feet of increased impervious coverage, which is taking them from 21.625 to 25.225.
Right. So, I mean, that's what you have to assume. But, you know, for instance, the combined yard setback existing is 34 and a half. And they're proposing to take it down to 17 and a half. So that means that the deck was not counted.
Right.
And I don't think that that is accurate. I don't, but they're trying to fix it all now. So we'll just move forward. We're just moving forward.
Right.
And we won't even think about what they were doing in the past. So I guess I really don't have much of a problem with this, except for the increase in lot coverage. And I think that the comment number 3, I think might fit that. The comment number 3 notes that the proposed lot coverage exceeds the required amount. And it just goes on about increased impervious coverage, increases the volume of stormwater runoff, blah, 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 blah. So I would just put that whole comment number 3,
Right.
okay?
Yep. But it'd be interesting, like, I wonder if that design that they're picking with these louvers, so if it's closed and it's got drainage, built-in drainage, so it has like little gutters on each corner,
That's
that
kind
I
of what
guess
I'm
would trickle
thinking.
the water off of the,
Yeah.
if it was closed into the
downspouts.
ground.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I think that's really the only comment that we really need.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Any more questions, comments?
Which comment that was?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, do we have a motion?
I motion that we respond to this application with all of the content from number 3.
I
I
second.
second.
Okay. Roll call?
Deborah DeWitt,
Yes.
Jane Conklin,
Yes.
Becky Cook,
Yes.
John Crane, Joan Harris, James Lemare,
Yes.
Mawish Mustafa, Ann Persekian,
Yes.
Alice Smythe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and then next on the agenda is Becht, 26 Normandy Court. We're familiar with where Normandy Court is? Off of Prince Edward?
Woods End.
Woods End, yeah, Woods End. And they're proposing an enclosed rear porch,
Right, a screen and porch.
screen and porch, which I have to say, that is a good thing.
Yes, I have one, so
Very
we
handy.
like ours. So let's see if we can get some, here's some of the stats.
And again, it's a small amount relative, it's already basically at lot coverage, and they're proposing a small amount over.
It's 310 square feet, and it's gonna take them from 15.27 to 16.04. Here is the backyard. And it's going to go right. I don't know if
There.
there's a, it's gonna see where this railing is. I think it's gonna go from this roof line
Yeah.
And this section right here is gonna be what's screened in. So here's the backyard where that railing is, and this is the part that's going to be screened in, and they're gonna leave this all open decking.
So anybody have any comments or questions?
No, I mean, I just say, in general, good for them. You know, it's nice to have a screen and porch. They definitely, you know, have this great little area carved out for it. It's just that, I don't know. I mean, at what point do you say when you're already at exceeding coverage that we just keep saying, yeah, okay, keep exceeding it? Like, totally cool. We don't care. I don't know. That's not my battle, but it's just funny when people are already exceeding coverage and they come back and they want to exceed it more.
Well, again,
That's-
it's a pretty minimal amount that they're exceeding it by. I mean, I agree, you know, it keeps creeping, but, you know, that's kind of why you have a, what is this? This is the Board of Adjustment. That's kind of why you have a Board of Adjustment is
So
to,
they're the ones that say
Yeah,
how much
relief.
is too much, kind of.
yeah, it's a grant relief. I mean, you don't want someone to be doubling their coverage. But if they, you know, if they present the plans, and it seems like a reasonable thing. I mean, you know, it's New Jersey and there are biting insects, so a screened in porch, it's not outrageous as far as amenity, really. So I think you kind of have to do this balancing thing. And we, you know, I think we need to, you know, keep commenting and also recommending that they do mitigation whenever it's appropriate, but you know, you can't stop progress totally.
Yeah, well, they also, like, their lot is a little bit smaller than what I guess the current zoning is. So they kind of have so 15% becomes even a little bit more of a challenge for them. I have to wonder if they had an acre, if they would be, you know, under the 15.
Right, right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you do, Anne? Would you do number 3 again under lot
Yeah,
coverage?
I think I would, yeah, I would just do number 3.
Yeah.
coverage then. Just a standard number 3. Okay, any other comments? Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we respond to this application with standard number 3.
I second that.
And all, let's see, Caitlin, roll call?
All right, if there's a delay, it's just me switching my, I'm
No, I
writing the
see
names
that
down.
You're having a party there and you turn your,
No, I'm not. I promise, just me and my cats.
well, that's a party, if you ask me.
Oh, good. I just said that on YouTube for everyone. Okay, Deborah DeWitt,
Yes.
Jane Conklin,
Yes.
Nancy Cook,
Yes.
John Crane, Joan Harris, James Lemaire,
Yes.
Mawish Mustafa, Ann Parsekian,
Yes.
Al Smike.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so next on the agenda, comments by the public. Caitlin, could you please look through all the emails that you got and start us off? With,
The overwhelming number of emails that you got.
yeah,
I believe the way other committees were doing this is I think they left it open for a couple minutes. Am I?
Yeah,
And yeah, so there's currently, as of 7:52 p.m., there is currently nothing. So we'll open up public comment until 7:57. What to do for the next 5 minutes, I'm not 100% sure.
can we make our own comments while we're waiting? Or do we
Yeah,
have
I
to?
think that makes sense.
Yeah, so why don't we move on to number 10 comments by members? Anybody? Anybody?
Yeah,
I like this Zoom format. Thank you very much. And I hope we can
Yes.
continue this in the future going forward.
Yeah, I like this, and I like that we can look at the plans,
Yeah.
all
together.
together rather than sort of,
I
Yeah.
agree, Alice. I feel like it's almost better to do it this way.
yeah.
Because
yeah.
when somebody has a question, we can all zoom in on what are
Yeah.
they looking at versus trying to unroll it on the table and everyone.
And
Trying
thank
to
you so
look.
much. Yeah, thank you very much, Deb, for handling the desktop aspect of it. That really
Yeah,
works
no worries.
well.
And
We
it's so
have-
convenient to have the links right here on the agenda, so I don't have to
Yeah,
keep
I was gonna
searching
say.
back through emails. It's just I bring the
Yeah, yeah,
agenda up and here
super
they are.
nice too. Yeah.
Yes, much better.
That was very well done.
Yeah, so a couple of, Deb and I had a phone conversation with Chris last week. And he was fine with doing everything. And Susan, the thing that she did was she actually provided she made the links, whatever, live or whatever, active. So she was helpful in doing that too. So all it's.
This is great.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it made it work very well, except that I completely forgot about the minutes. Just didn't look at,
It just does seem super efficient, like high
Yeah.
tech, super efficient.
yeah,
We can
Great,
all look
because-
at each other.
Right, because we're not going to be, even if we were in that room, we didn't even open up any plans last month. They
Right.
sat there. We didn't want to even start touching them and being on top
Yeah.
of it.
exactly, right. And this way, we can look at them and the members of the public, because it should be, I didn't even check, but it should be posted on the township website with these links. So it's just
Yeah, this is great.
Zoom. What am I saying? Oh, is that Deb's desk?
That's
That's
we can see Deb was looking at her MX statement and we can see her.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're looking to see if this agenda was with the clickable
Yeah.
links. Yep,
there
it's
it
there,
is.
clickable.
There it is.
See if you can click through the website and see what happens if it works. 'Cause that agenda is not the one email one. That's like
That's
a
the one I
member of the
spoke-
public would see that.
Yeah, I just went to the website. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
it's right here.
So, yeah, I feel like we've made progress. This is a benefit of all of our quarantining.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
It's good. And we can see each other. I didn't like last week. Not being able to see
at this.
everybody.
Who's this?
Yeah, looking
Somebody
at
we
people's
don't know.
backs and phones.
Who's Kelly?
I know it sounds like, who's this? We don't know her.
right. Oh, yeah, we haven't even met her yet.
She's new?
Yes. So,
Oh.
She's really a person.
Oh, she's gonna take over for Susan?
well, what happened was, what I gather is that Andrea resigned at the end of last year and actually left the building in, I think, mid-January, before any of this happened. So they were in the process of hiring someone. And during that interim, Susan filled in.
Right.
And then I'm not positive when Kelly started work, but Susan has continued to fill in. So maybe what I have to do is maybe I have to go over there and meet her. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that.
You can meet her on Zoom, maybe.
But I almost feel like Caitlin needs to get credit for something.
I know.
Caitlin does all the heavy lifting. Well, maybe not. Maybe they share if you think about all the links and the plans and stuff, but
Sue puts everything together. Honestly, I'm just the note taker at the meetings. I promise. She's
Yeah, and Susan has been doing a nice job. I don't know that she's been working full time lately. I don't know anything that's going on with the staff there. So I should really check in, stop by and visit with my mask. Any other comments? So we all like the Zoom and the electronic version of the plans, the hot links. And thank you, Chris, for making all this possible, if he's still listening.
Yeah, I'm sure he was crazy when Zoom went down, or part of Zoom went down this morning.
Hey,
Morning, yeah.
yeah, I
You are all very welcome.
see-
Yeah, there he
You
is.
still cooking supper?
Well done.
All done? Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I think everyone thought it went well. And Caitlin, how's the email coming along?
Yep, we got an email from Todd Edelstein of Riverside Drive. He asked, when was the meeting changed to a virtual meeting? Specifically, what time was it changed on the town website and why it changed? He also
Who is
asked
this?
this,
I didn't get the
Todd
name.
Edelstein. And
It's
then
Todd.
he asked for a clarification on the minutes. I just wanted to say there was also that, but we can address the questions first, obviously. So the first one, was, when was the meeting changed to virtual?
This is Todd that we're responding to.
Yep.
Hi, Todd. We had discussed at our last meeting, which I think you attended in person, that most people preferred a Zoom meeting because people were a little bit anxious about attending that in person. So I followed up with Susan and with Chris and with Pat Monaco to make sure that, doing a Zoom meeting would be something approved by the township, and it's fine. We just needed to, for our environmental commission, we just needed to set it up specifically, which we worked with Chris. We had a teleconference with Chris. Deb was
Yeah, on
involved.
the 8th, I'm looking at my calendar. We had a conference call on the 18th to discuss the feasibility of doing it virtually and how it would work.
And Deb was included because she runs this desktop portion of it. Because Caitlin was involved with the teleconference too. But we decided that Caitlin really needs to focus on doing the minute taking, and that Deb did such a great job in June that, and she volunteered to do the desktop this time too. So she was involved in it, and Susan was not involved because I think she forgot about it, and Chris. So that was us offline, just making the detailed preparations. And the minutes get posted whenever Susan posts them. I'm not sure if when she does it, if it's a week ahead of time or if it's just the end of the previous week. It's several days in advance. It's not like the minutes, it's not like the agenda's posted 10 days in advance. It's just posted several days in advance because there could be changes. So I don't know what day last week it was posted. And what else did he ask? Is that all his questions?
He asked specifically when it was changed on the website because he was sitting in the building for 15 minutes waiting for the meeting. He asked when the meeting was changed, what the date was, and on the town website. And just, I think I don't know if I'm allowed to answer this question. I think we would have to ask Sue specifically because she is the one that does the posting. So I don't think we have that answer.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I'm sorry. And Todd, I'm sorry that you sat there. And I'm glad that you caught up with us.
Yes.
And then his clarifications for the minutes, he didn't like so many members that were on, I didn't like so many members were on their phones. It was hard to understand and the exhibits weren't in a spot for inspection during the board members' examinations. So I can clarify the minutes. I can go back, or I can tell Sue to add that to the minutes if that works.
I think that's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We all kind of felt that way, so I think it's fine that a member of the public also had, had similar comments.
Yes, Todd, if you're still watching, maybe just email me back if that's the end of your questions, just so we know that we're done. Oh, that might have been him.
Another thing about the email questions, I don't have a problem if a member of the public emails the question to Caitlin ahead of time, because her email address is given on the agenda, at the top of the agenda. So it's not like they have to, wait until exactly when the public portion of the meeting begins. I don't think that's necessary. And I also don't have a problem if they do a follow-up email. I think we may, if it got carried away, then we may have to revisit that again, but I don't have a problem if a member of the public submits an email and then submits a follow-up. Is that okay with everybody?
He followed up saying the meeting room was still reserved and it must be posted legally 48 hours in advance.
I think it was. But I'll check with Susan. I didn't even look at it. No, wait, I did. And wait, I did, because I tested it out.
Yeah,
last
I could
week.
look through my email and see when she sent it to me, but part of me doesn't want to do that because everyone can see all my other email.
Great. No, I looked at it. I checked it last week whenever she sent it to us. So when was that? It was definitely more than 48 hours.
Yeah,
And-
well, we talked on Tuesday, and then the suggestion when we hung up was to get all the links added to the agenda. And Susan wasn't on our call, so that was probably a follow-up that afternoon with her.
You sent out an email on
But
the
she said-
18th.
Right, she sent the agenda to the Environmental Commission members on the 18th. And I believe that I may have looked at it the day before and checked the links then. So it was online. So I believe that it was posted on the 18th, but we can confirm that, Todd. And as far as the room reservation, I guess I really don't want to change that at this time in case in the spring, we want to have in-person meetings. I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as far as the plans go, when the agenda is posted, moving forward, it's going to look like this with the links to the plans. So that's how the public is going to have a chance to look through the plans prior to the meeting.
And they could, if they wanted to, still go into the planning board office there in the engineering building, and they could still look at them in person. They have a little conference room where you can basically be by yourself and look at them. So that's still, if someone doesn't want to look at them online, they could still do that.
But Todd, we're a work in progress. Bear with us. We're all trying our hardest. We're not trying to exclude anybody or any information.
Yeah, it says here on the agenda, it says public comment will be accepted only during the public comment period via email. I don't think that we have to that seems like a little silly just to kind of say, okay, now public comment, and then wait for the emails to come in,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could say that that's when we'll look for public comment. But
Right,
anyone can send it in, before or during the meeting. I think that would make more sense.
right.
Are you okay with that, Caitlin? Because you're the one that's going to have to track it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm attached to my email these days.
All right, so maybe we make note that public comment will be accepted prior to the meeting via email, and just delete that only during the public comment period in the meeting.
Right. That's fair.
Like that, I feel like Zoom meetings probably aren't in Robert's rules anywhere, so I think we can do that as we go. I'm not seeing anything. Oh wait, hold on. I am not seeing anything else as of 8:08 p.m.
Okay, Todd. I hope that we've addressed all your questions. And do we have a motion to adjourn? Any other comments by members before we go? No? Going once, going twice? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
I second.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, everybody, for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was
Thank you,
great.
guys. Stay
Yeah.
Nice
safe.
seeing you.
So-
Okay,
Bye-bye.
have a
Bye.
great night,
Everyone.
everybody.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
I'll
Chris.
take care of
Bye-bye.
it from here, Deb.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.